Hello. So I want to just make a video on how I have felt about COVID and how it's affected me personally. And it's so hot in my apartment. So I'm like, AC's on. It's just so hot. Like it just feels so hot in Chicago. And so I wanted to make a video on how I feel about COVID. And so far, poverty is the thing that bothers me the most. And poverty is what I sit up I remember when I was in sixth grade and Mr. Schwartz would talk to me about poverty and the fact that money was really a made up thing. I would always think about the fact that, okay, well, people don't need to be in poverty. Is there a virus that has affected us? Yes, but poverty has been there since the virus. And I lost a job that I really really enjoyed, and a family I really enjoyed. My goal was to work as a nanny part time, and then to work at this church that I'm at part time, together. And I made good money with those two things, and then work my way back to get my master's, do it while I was doing that. But COVID changed everything. It changed everything, and it really made me sit and evaluate what is really important to me and what I can do now to change things. I'm not the kind of person who likes these boring jobs that you make a lot of money and you're not fulfilled. I'm not like that. Whatever job I do, I have to do it for a purpose that fits me. But I also know now that during COVID, people have to do work that doesn't necessarily fit them, but to survive. The other way that COVID has affected me is that I've really understood once again, even though I've always known this, that the government in America really doesn't care about its people. It really does not. Oh, my hair is a mess this time. It really does not care about people, and I just think that's really sad because these stimulus checks that people need are not coming out. Other countries are doing it so much better and giving people the money they need, and America can do it, and they won't because of the corporate greed and all this stuff. And COVID has made me reevaluate the kind of person that I need to be. COVID has made me really think about what kind of relationships I really want in my life, because of the fact that life is temporary. And there are people, especially after the George Floyd incident, which was what made me so frustrated about the riots is like, well, when COVID came out, there wasn't a lockdown for COVID, but there was one for the riots and the looting. But we couldn't have a curfew. Oh, there was a curfew. Sorry, that's what I was looking for. We couldn't have a curfew for COVID, that helped people to stay inside. And right now, I'm just like, I need some stability, because COVID this COVID time, coronavirus time, is such an unstable time. The time that we're in is very unstable, and people are very unstable, and job market isn't stable. Nothing is stable. So we all have to make decisions now about what's going to help our sanity, what's going to make us mentally stable, because that's what I really think about. I don't like staying up and worrying about my finances at night like I've never done before. I don't like thinking about my grandmother, going out and getting the virus. I don't like doing those things right now. So I'm trying to do things to change my life, and there are some other thoughts I have, but I can't share them because of some people who are on Instagram with me. But COVID's made me really think about stability and change and what I have to do to be stable mentally and physically in this time. So I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna take off my makeup and go to sleep because tomorrow's another day. And I just realized it's 10:30, but COVID has really made me value stability. And I've always been someone who kind of enjoys being spontaneous, and I am spontaneous, but doesn't love the norm of life, like people who kind of settle into the regular 9 to 5. But I think that's because I've like also misunderstood what that means when people have passion in their work. But I guess I haven't met a lot of people who have a 9 to 5 job that they're actually passionate about. So I'm like, no, thank you. Um, and also, the jobs that you really like don't always pay you what you want. So you have to, especially if you're here, you just have to hustle, hustle, hustle. But you get tired of that. You get really tired of it sometimes. And so I have to figure out what will help me to be stable. And will help with the anxiety I feel, which I don't have a lot of anxiety, but the anxiety I feel when I'm like, how am I going to pay my bills? Even though I have money coming in, I'm like, there are other things I need to pay for, you know? Everything will work out eventually in time. I believe that. I believe God is a provider, all these things. Well, I think that life just works out in a way, and timing is everything. But I think that also we have to ask ourselves the questions of like, what will help us to get through life? So, I don't know. I hope we're all doing that in some way. I'm gonna go take my makeup off. Take all this eyeliner off, which isn't a lot. I haven't been wearing a lot of makeup lately, but I went to a funeral today and I wanted to look nice for it. So, social distancing funeral where I was recording the funeral. And so now I'm just like ready to go to bed and sleep. So, good night.